Hey guys, welcome back to Dirk's Pneumophiles and another flashback video. Yes, today we're going back and back and back. We're going back pretty far. I think we're going back to the time before I was on YouTube. Basically, I was living my life building models on forums. Back in the day, the forum that I spent a lot of time on was called eScale. I'm not sure why they called it eScale, what that meant, but because it was a model car forum. It was pretty cool. It was a good forum. That was probably one of my favorite. Probably my favorite out there. But anyway, this is a build that I did as, I don't think we called it back then a buddy build, but basically it was a buddy build with somebody else on the forum that was doing the same kit. You know, I kind of love me the Mustangs, so the Cobra Jets are just really wicked cool. And this is what I did. Let's go over to the computer real quick and I'll show you the parts of the build process, the things that I went through to get to this stage right here. Okay, so this is the kit we started with. This is the Revell 1968 Mustang 2-in-1 kit. It's a little deceptive actually, because this is actually a 3-in-1 kit if you think about it. You could do one, a nice 68 GT Mustang, really cool. You can do the Mustang that we built, which is the Cobra Jet, or you can also build the Bullet Mustang with this kit. A lot of people might get confused every now and then that when they're looking for the Bullet Mustang, because this was boxed in this way too with the Bullet Mustang. If you don't have that cover, that's not the Bullet Mustang, and it is. If you get either the 3 boxes, either this one with the GT, the Cobra Jet on the cover, or the Bullet, they build all 3 cars, just so you know, okay? Something moving forward, because you can't find that Bullet Mustang boxed kit anymore, and if you do, people want a pretty handsome price for it. But if you just scroll down a little bit more and you come across this one, you can get this for, Christ, I've seen this almost as much as $10 in some places, and you know, between $10 and $30. Same with the Cobra Jet one, more so this one, but you know. But the Bullet parts are in here if you so choose to want to build the Bullet Mustang. But anyway, I digress. This is the box we started with. In this scene, in this one here, you can see you've got the GT rims, you've got some aftermarket rims, and then over here are your Bullet rims. So they're in all the kits, and you can, like I said, build the Bullet Mustang. Don't forget, the Bullet Mustang was nothing special outside of being a GT Mustang that was basically stripped of its markings and stuff like that. A couple things were blacked out, like the rocker panel molding. The taillight was black. Moldings in the back were the panel where the taillights were blacked out. The chrome was blacked out, and then these rims. So pretty much that's it. You get these rims, you can make yourself a Bullet Mustang. I got myself a aftermarket wiring kit for this. This is one of the first models I ever wired. Modifying the manifold to accommodate the distributor. One of the modifications that I did do to this is the Cobra Jets had the battery removed from the engine compartment and put into the trunk, much like the earlier 60s Shelbys, for weight distribution. So I wanted to take that out, so we did a little slicing and dicing, cleaned it up, fabricated ourselves some new wells inside there. Here's the everything coming together. You know, everything is just black. Nowadays I would have done this differently, because this was just all black in one fell swoop. Nowadays I try to use different 2, 3, sometimes 4 different blacks in order to create distinctiveness in my interiors. You know, some things flat, some things are a little glossier, little bit more gray, because again, I think I've talked this many times. Black, when you spray something black, if it's wood, it's going to look different than metal sprayed black. And then of course vinyl is going to look different black than metal or wood and so forth like that. That's why I try to do the different tones, because otherwise it looks like this and just everything is one color. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. But this is early on before I knew things. I'm more gooder now. There's our dashboard. Note that there's no radio in here. This is blacked out. You can see the original. And then after I detailed it, I'm kind of seeing this now. I'm kind of pleased with that. I'm patting myself on the back. You can't see it, but I'm patting myself on the back. Giving myself an attaboy. Interior. We also painted. We also used some bare metal foil on the on all the trim work on this car. That was an interesting process. Is one of the first times I'd done it. I've done it again since then, but not that often. God, I still have some metal foil, I think, in my drawer, but it's so old, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it'll stick anymore, but yeah, it's not something I do very often. Another touch was to add these aftermarket seatbelt harnesses. I thought they turned out really good. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember the company that I bought these from, because they are pretty sharp and I would use them again. I might actually have extras in my parts box somewhere, but off the top of my head I can't think of who I got this from. But it definitely adds to the look of the interior. Now another thing that I did was I omitted the kit part of the grille. Nothing really wrong with it. It was fine, but I had this photo etched set and it had a better grille where you could see through the grille, and of course it had that better looking horse for the center. It didn't look as chunky and clunky as the kit part. So that's what I did. That's photo etch there. The horse is photo etch, which was a lot of fun to have to cut that little teeny tiny horse out. But yeah, I think it makes a big difference in the overall look of the car. So here we are. After everything, this is the Cobra Jet. Yeah, you know, this was built quite a long time ago. It had to be over 10, 12 years ago, to be honest with you. It's starting to show its age. The white is getting very dirty. You can actually see dust and dirt collecting in the cowl. Kind of like the real thing. There's some, I think it's starting to yellow a bit. I really should probably take some Novus, start cleaning it up a bit. But I don't remember if I clear coated over top of my decals. I think I did, but I'm not sure. And I'm afraid if I go too much, I'll start removing the decals, and I can't have that. But yeah, it's a cool kit. When I built this, I have two. I think I have two more of these. Not necessarily to be Cobra Jets. One is to be a Cobra Jet. There's the engine. My goal is, because when Ford made these, they delivered them in all white. This is just the way they were. They were all white. But there was a couple here and there that were actually the maroon color. I can't remember the actual color. Ragoon red or something like that. I could be wrong. But anyway, it was a dark maroon color. And what I'd really like to do is to build another one of these and paint it that color, because just a contrast from the white to the maroon would look really cool. And another thing I want to do is to build, I think it was 1968, they reintroduced the Cobra Jet. So I've got the 2008 Mustang. Actually, that's another Bullet Mustang kit too. I've got the Slicks decals for it, because it has the big Cobra snake that comes up from the side and goes down. The aftermarket hood scoop that goes on it. And yeah, that'd be another really cool build to do, and make it have another partner. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with me. I know I enjoyed it. I really like to look at this Cobra Jet. Wow. I gotta take this out of its hiding spot and put it out where people can see it. Or, fuck people, where I can see it. But anyway, that's it for now, you know. Until next time, guys, be strong.